Terrell here, and I'm back again with another review, this time for Ballerina from the world of John Wick. If you didn't know, because they had to put it in the subtitle for you, just in case you went to the theater and it's like, what is this movie about? Oh, this is from John Wick. Now you know, because it's in the title. I gotta say, again, non-spoiler. I gotta say, I had very low expectations to this. I got my screener, had a packed crowd. Like, I don't think it was an empty seat in the theater. Everybody was ready to go for this movie. If you didn't know what this is about, let me give you a little information on the movie before I get into my review. An assassin trained in the traditions of the Ruska Roma organization sets out to seek revenge after her father's death. If you don't know who the Ruska Roma is, you clearly haven't been watching John Wick, because that is the organization that John Wick himself came up with. Again, I came into this movie with little expectations, and I think I came out super impressed by what I got. I should have trusted the process, but I feel like when you get into them trying to open up this world more, kind of like build some of the lore, I'm cool with. But if it's done well, we just got the Continental, which unfortunately that's not going anywhere as far as I know right now. So we're not getting any more Continental content, kind of going into the Continental hotels all around the world, the hotels that the killers, the hitmen, whatever they use to kind of have sacred ground, as in Holland, as we say. But I think one of the things that really attracted me to this movie, obviously, outside of there being more just John Wick content, not John Wick, but just in the world of John Wick, was seeing Ana de Armas. I want to make sure I get there. Ana de Armas coming back, and she's playing the character of Eve, but seeing how she is going to be performing on her own, because like the last time we really seen her do something like this, it was in the 007 movie, where she kind of comes in and makes a quick appearance. And then of course we get a glimpse of her in John Wick 3, which this movie takes place between John Wick 3 and John Wick 4. So we get a sense of what that timeline is as everything is going on here. Obviously, let me give you a little bit of the cast, right? We got Ana de Armas, we got Eve, we got Ian McShane coming back as Winston. Angelica Houston is the director, because like I said, this is with the Ruska Roma, so we got to have Angelica Houston. And then I don't want to give out any other names, but that is the main people that's in this movie. I want to say, like, low expectations of what I was going to get. The action in this movie is 10 out of 10, top notch, good from top to bottom. I think they did an incredible job with the team. I also think that having a younger player on the board lets you do a little bit more and it still look good. I think the older that Keanu got, and I love Keanu Reeves, the older he got, the more ridiculous it started to look, because he wasn't really moving with the part as well. You can really see the difference between John Wick 1 and 2, specifically John Wick 1, where he's moving. Like, I feel like he's still a little bit older, but he's moving a lot quicker, better. But you start to see a lot of it slow down. I think bringing in Anna was a really great move. She brings a lot of new flavor to this that I didn't expect to get. In terms of the action, like they find really, really new, unique ways to kill people. You think you've seen people get shot in the head and XYZ. They bring it to another level. And again, going to the screening for this, I think the crowd went crazy. The reactions were really, really good. I came out feeling good about this. I'm like, man, I gotta grab this on Blu-ray at 4K as soon as it's done. You know what I mean? Like, again, if you know me, I pretty much rate movies based off of, do I want to watch this again? Do I want to have this on my shelf? You know what I mean? And obviously, I feel like the John Wick franchise is definitely something that you want to have for, on a rewatch on a Friday night, Saturday, whatever. The action is incredibly good. I have zero complaints about the action. In terms of the story, though, the story follows Eve as, you know, she witnesses the death of her father, and she kind of gets brought into this world that she was trying to escape from, and, you know, to eventually find her who killed her father and take revenge. Okay, yeah, I feel like I'm not really looking for much from the John Wick franchise. I feel like in terms of story, the first one was peak. You know, we got a guy. It was a revenge story that went after some assholes that killed his dog, broke in his house, stole his car. Okay, just justified now. Got to come back in the. You know, we get the story of him trying to leave the game, but, you know, they picked the wrong day to mess with John Wick, unfortunately. And I felt like that was great. But, you know, as they go on, they want to build a bit more story, and that's fine. Like I said, I mean, we get the story. I feel like this is also a revenge story with Eve wanting to get revenge for her father against the people that killed him, and she clearly doesn't know why. And I was fine with that. Like I said, but it gets into a lot more than that. And I think they do a really good job in terms of story, and honestly, probably one of the best ones yet. The music, phenomenal. I thought John Wick 4, like, the soundtrack was amazing. Like, and I still do. The soundtrack for this one is really, really good as well. I feel like it really sets the tempo for the action, the kills, some of the unique spots in the movie. It's really, really good. If anything, I feel like we don't talk about music in John Wick enough. I don't feel like we, you know, how it has like that Hotline Miami feel of like driving the action and stuff like that. I feel like we don't talk about it enough, and it's really, really good part of the movie. And like I said, I think the soundtrack for this phenomenal. We got Amy Lee doing couple songs for the soundtrack, and various other artists that are really, really good. This is a really good soundtrack. Like, as a soundtrack on its own, like this just an album. This is really, really good. This is going to probably get a lot of listens just based off of, you know, a lot of the music that's played throughout the movie. We talked about the story, the music, the action. The cast is amazing. Again, without spoilers of saying who's who, I said who was in it. If you haven't had the opportunity to watch this movie and you're relying on me to spoil that for you, I'm not gonna do it. You can come back and throw a little comment or something like that, you know. But keep in mind that people probably haven't watched it. But we could talk about it if you want to talk to me in the comments or email, whatever you want to do. We could talk about spoilers. But look, the movie I thought was good, from bottom to the top, from top to bottom. Could there have been some improvements? None that I think are necessary for this particular type of movie. I'm here to turn my brain off, have a good time, eat my popcorn, see people get shot in the face. This is what I expect from John Wick, and they more than delivered. And I'm happy to get a female protagonist. First of all, Anna is extremely hot, and she's going to be a really good action star, or one of the best upcoming female action stars in the game. Not a lot right now. I mean, there are some out there, but like I'm talking star power. And I think she does a really, really good job. But like I said, Ballerina. It is out in theaters. Obviously, I had the opportunity to see the screener, but it's out in theaters. Let me know what you thought about the movie, what your feelings about the movie was. Do you feel like this is the end of the franchise for you? Do you want a little bit more? Do you want to see more Ballerina? Obviously, I'm not saying any spoilers, but I think the future of the Wick franchise, the John Wick franchise, the Continental franchise, is in good hands. They did an incredible good job with this. Hit a lot of things out the park for me. I came out the movie theater, like I said before, wanting that 4K. I was hoping they were passing it out in the hallway. But like I said, let me know what you thought in the comments. I will follow back with you guys next time for another review. Don't forget what I said, ATG Reviews. We are back. I'm going to be on it when it comes to video games. I'm going to be talking about everything. So just keep in mind, I'm going to be dropping the content. I'm going to drop this till you get sick of me. But like I said, leave me a comment on the movie for with the Ballerina, the John Wick universe, in the comments, and then we'll discuss it. But on that note, I'm out, and I'll see you guys later.